Hey, welcome back, guys and girls. So it's time to take the bold step of sharing our creation with the world. This is a hugely important step in your journey as a game developer because it's not until you share it with the wider world that you start getting proper feedback. So in this video, we are going to encourage you to create your own story, show you how to build for the web. We're going to test our build locally. Then we're going to share our game using our service gamebucket.io or something similar, and then post to the course discussions for feedback from our students and also to Facebook for feedback from the wider world. So firstly, what can you do to create and extend this story if you haven't already? So we have my default story here, all embedded in this text controller script, but I would like you to, if you haven't done it already, make your own story, at least change something. Here are some ideas about what you could change. You could just simply tweak our text to make it read better. You could make a whole new game with the same structure as ours, just slot in a different story. Even better, you could make a whole new game with different structures, different decisions, a different state diagram. Or why not translate the game to your native language and share that? There's bound to be other people in the student community, and especially on Facebook, that speak your language and would love to play a game in their native language. And try adding images if you want, but don't spend too long on this because we're going to cover it later. So we want to be able to share your game if it's great as well on the Facebook group and on our web page. So we want to standardize the build, and also this is a good idea in terms of you targeting a specific resolution. So I suggest 800 by 600 with a black background. If your text doesn't fit, then reduce your font size. Let's go into Unity and have a look. You can preview this resolution by going to your game window and then where it probably says free aspect at the top left here, pick on 800 by 600. And if you haven't already defined that, you can add that resolution, but we have shown you how to do that. And then you'll see a white warning all the time that your window is not the full resolution. So if you detach your game window and make it larger, you can now see that the white warning goes away at the top left. And when we play our game, you can check that your text fits. This is a good place to check that it actually fits. If it doesn't fit for some reason, then come out of play mode, obviously, go back into your scene view, look at your text elements, and then resize within the text, change the font size until it does fit, is what I suggest. So make sure that in this Unity preview it works. And then we're going to go ahead and change our build settings. So you go down to File, Build Settings here, and you'll get a window pop up. Now the first thing we need to do is put the game scene into the build, into the scenes in build settings. We're going to choose Web Player and then Player Settings down the bottom here. And I'm going to choose a screen width of 800 and a screen height of 600 and a black background like that. 800 by 600 with a black background. So once you have your build settings how you want them for your Unity game, this is how you upload to gamebucket.io and share it with the world. Click Build and Run. You'll be presented with a dialog. So choose a folder, I'm going to use my downloads, and give your folder a name that makes sense to you, but I would suggest you include the words web build in it. So I'm going to call this the Text 101 Web Build version 01, anything like that. But make sure it's very distinct from the project folder, because we want you to be uploading a zip of a web build, not your Unity project folder. So you may, like me, find that this immediately opens itself in your default browser. My default browser is Chrome, so don't bother trying to install the Unity web player in Chrome. It won't work there. Let's take a look before we upload or zip at what's on our disk. We have a Text 101 web build folder, and inside it we have two files. We have an HTML file and a .unity 3D file. That's the right type of folder for you to be zipping and sending to GameBucket. So you go up a level. On a Mac, you right-click your folder and compress. On a zip, you make your zip file your normal way, in a very similar way. And you end up with a .zip file of a folder that contains an HTML and a Unity 3D. That's what we want to upload to GameBucket, a .zip like that. Right, so go to gamebucket.io. And you click the Upload button over here. Choose the .zip file of the folder that contains the HTML. It will send it to the web and immediately show it for you, like this. Now, provided you're in one of the compatible browsers, you'll be good to go. Just copy that URL at the top here and share that with whoever you want to be able to play your game. Now, keep track of that URL because this is the only place you're going to get it. You're just going to get it once here, and it's going to stay hosted at this location for 30 days for you for free. So it's a super simple way to share your game. So once you've got that, I just want you to share it in the course discussions. So how do you do that? Well, you find the lecture in question, which is this one here. You click up the top right. By the way, if this drawer on the right-hand side isn't out, then you pull the drawer out with this little arrow. You need to do this on a desktop. You can see other people have been sharing their games here, so just do the same. Just say something like, escape my prison or try my game, and then just put some preamble and paste your link. If you want the link to be clickable, highlight it, click here on the little chain and insert link. And make sure that the URL you put in is the same as the text, or at least make sure the URL is right. You can just change the text to something like click this. And then click this will go off to the right place. Now just check it again, copy the link address, make sure it's all right. I would suggest you copy the link address and paste it into an incognito browser before you click post. You may get a warning when you click post about external links. That's okay, you're just sharing the game you've made in the course, so just click proceed. And then your game will be on there, and just like others, people will start liking it and replying and giving you feedback. So that's the first stage of sharing your game. As we've said, we copy the URL from gamebucket.io, we check it in an anonymous or private browser, we post as a discussion against the lecture, and finally we share on facebook.com/Unity course, our Facebook page. Let's take a look. Here we are. And you won't be able to paste in the main thread here, that's for us, but when you post, it'll come up in the left-hand side, and like these other people here have been kindly sharing their games. Now, if we find some that we really like, what we'll do is we'll check with you first, and then we'll rehost and feature your post over here in the main thread. So please do that. Get the feedback. The feedback you'll get here is from the wider world. This is a brand new page, so only 115 likes, but when you get to it, it may well be many, many more. So spread this page with your friends, because this is a great place to get feedback from people outside of our student community, where the feedback may be more honest, a little bit more tough, more honest, which is exactly what you want. Take one stage at a time if you like, share it in the community first, and then on the Facebook page. So congratulations getting this far. We've done everything we needed to do in this video, which is encourage you to create your own story. Please do that. You know how to build for the web. You've tested it locally. You've shared it using gamebucket.io or similar. You could use a Dropbox if you've got a paid account, or you could just get some free or paid for web hosting and upload your files by FTP. If you want to, it's not as good an experience, but you could just zip your folder and stick that in Dropbox and then post a link to that. But I suggest gamebucket.io. It's by far the easiest way of doing it. And then post to the course discussions and Facebook. So cool. Congratulations, and see you soon.